In 1984, a girl named Kelly Disney went missing after having a fight with her boyfriend at a party. A pair of officers were among the last people to see her, and they said she told them she was walking to a friend's house. Her family searched for her, but the cops deemed her a runaway, so the case went cold. 10 years later, someone finds a skull in a car at the reservoir where people went to party. He went to take it to the police station, but it was Saturday so they were closed. So what did he do? He took it home and washed it with dish soap. They were able to confirm it was Kelly Disney's skull, and that there were signs of trauma, but it leads nowhere. Some locals believe it was the boyfriend. Others think there may have been a serial killer in the area, as 4 more girls went missing after Kelly. All of them went missing while walking at night. Although 2 of the girls were taken together. Glen and Betsy Hyde. Back in the late 1920s, the newlywed couple attempted to kayak the rapids of the Grand Canyon, but both disappeared without a trace. Their kayak was found with much of their equipment in it, but the trail quickly went cold. 50 years later, a kayaking guide was taking a group of tourists down the Colorado River and told them about the disappearance of the Hydes. An older woman in the group chimed in, claiming to be Betsy, and describing in detail how Glen had been abusive, and so she killed him, but she later recanted the story. A couple decades later, another woman known for rafting the Grand Canyon passed away, and her friends found the Hydes' marriage certificate among her belongings, leading to speculation that the late guide may have actually been Betsy under another name. Despite these theories and speculation, the case remains unsolved. The disappearance of the Beaumont children from a beach in Australia in 1966. 3 children kidnapped at the same time, in a busy public place, with very little conclusive evidence about what actually happened. Because the case was so famous, there are a lot of weird complications, possible sightings, hoax ransom notes or calls, etc., and potential connections to other kidnappings and murders. Interestingly, it's widely considered to a big turning point for attitudes toward children in Australia. After the Beaumont children disappeared, people were much less willing to let their children out unsupervised, though of course it wasn't the first time a child had been kidnapped by a presumed stranger. The Polaroid in the parking lot. In April 1988, 9-year-old Michael Henley vanishes while on a camping trip with his father in the Zuni Mountains of New Mexico. In September of the same year, Tara Calico, age 19, disappears from her hometown of Glen, New Mexico while out on her bike. June 15, 1989. A woman goes into a convenience store, noticing a white van in the parking lot. When she exits, she sees a Polaroid photo, face down on the ground where the van had been. In the photo, a teenage girl and a young boy, bound and gagged. The photo gets circulated like crazy and eventually, both are identified as Michael Henley and Tara Calico. Henley's remains were eventually found. Tara Calico's case remains unsolved to this day. Forensics determined that the boy in the photo wasn't him after all, and that Henley died of hypothermia after getting lost in the woods. The boy in the photo with Tara remains unidentified. Brazil, 2012. An elderly Catholic couple was in town as tourists. They went shopping for souvenirs and the husband waited in line to pay for items, as his wife waited outside. When he left the store, she had vanished. Fast forward, he called his family which lived in another state. Police, church, investigators, no one has ever found one single clue to what happened to her. Cameras, cars, phone calls, hotels, nothing. As if she was lifted to sky in the blink of an eye. The husband is still alive and his adult children keep searching for her. One of their children even talked to drug dealers, searched for hysterias, and nothing. The appalling detail is that there is literally not one single hint of her whereabouts. The couple is called Delmer and Beatrice Wink.